Bootstraps looks perfect. If you have the money, it scales infinitely. So in theory, it should be one of the best jokers in the game. But every time I get it, I end up asking the same question. If I'm already rich, why wouldn't I just pick something better? Bootstraps gives you 2 molt for every $5 that you have. So the more money that you stack, the stronger that it gets. So naturally you think, okay, if I build an economy, then this just wins. And sometimes it feels really powerful, but not always. When you already have the money, Bootstraps goes crazy. You're stacking a bunch of molt really fast, and it feels like you're carrying. When you already have money, Bootstraps goes crazy. You stack molt really fast if you have economy generators, and that's the version people always remember and try to build towards because it looks really broken. But the problem is, Bootstraps only works when you already have money, and it doesn't help you get to the point of having money. So early game, when you're weak, the Joker doesn't do that much, so it's not actually helping you win, it's just helping you get stronger when you already have a winning run. And here's when it gets interesting. If you already have money, that means you're already in a good position, so I have options, and that raises the question, is Bootstraps actually good in your certain position? Other Jokers don't need money to scale. Well, not money in the way that you think about it, they use hands, which one hand equals $1, but you don't need to collect the money for the Joker to be good. Like Green Joker, it grows every time you play a hand. Supernova, every time that you play the same type of hand. Ride the Bus, every single hand as long as you don't play a face card. And they all technically use money, but they don't use money in the same way. Bootstraps just is tied to your economy, so instead of building power, you're converting money into power. But it's not in the same process as the other scaling Jokers. And the trade-off for having a different form of scaling is that Bootstraps has an extremely high ceiling, but it requires you to already have a lot of money, which basically means you're already ahead. So it's not really a scaling engine, it's more like a multiplier for your economy. If your economy is doing really well, oh well, look at this Joker, you're doing very well. If your economy looks strong, it's insane. If not, it struggles to do pretty much anything. So in harder seeds, Bootstraps oftentimes is never going to be the answer. It's only the answer in conjunction with a run that's already very easy, so it's actually not very strong. But here's how I see it though. Bootstraps isn't bad. There are situations where Bootstraps pretty good. There are situations where there's just no multi Jokers and you need Bootstraps, but that use case is very small and it's not something that you often want to rely on, especially if you're already rich. Just find something better, right? So the next time you see Bootstraps, just ask, can this go infinite? So the next time you see Bootstraps, don't just ask, is this going to be a very high multi Joker for this run? Ask, is this the best thing I can do in my current position? Oftentimes you're gonna say, no, I don't know, but that's just a run theory.